Thank you for joining us and welcome to our program today. Harbor Island Park Conservancy and Village Recreation, a partnership. My name is Rosanne Saracino and I'm the Superintendent of Recreation for the Village of Mamaroneck. And my guests with me today are three members of the Harbor Island Park Conservancy. To my left here is Fred Longacre, who is the president of the Conservancy. And sitting next to him is Julia Sperry, who is the recording secretary. Thank you for coming and being here with me today. And of course, a very familiar face over the years is our former mayor, Cheryl Lewy, who is a member of the Conservancy and
chair of the Westchester County Planning Board.
Thank you for supplying that information.
And former mayor of Larchmont.
Former mayor of Larchmont. Absolutely. So today what we wanted to let our viewing audience know about is that there is a Conservancy. What types of things does the Conservancy do, and how long have you been in existence, and some information about projects that you do, the future of the Conservancy, and if people are interested in contacting the Conservancy, how might they do that? So I thought we'd start with a little bit of history. What is the Conservancy? How long has it been around, and what types of things do you do?
Well, it's been around 6 years this month. 2003 we started.
So it's your anniversary.
So it's our anniversary.
Okay.
And our basic goal was to make the park and its adjacent water look loved and cared for.
Okay, Harbor Island.
Harbor Island Park.
That's your focus.
With an eye to their history, an eye to the natural beauty of the place, and an eye to the many, many stakeholders that use it. And I made a little list so people can understand.
What you do.
Fishermen, soccer players, tennis players, kayakers, boaters, nature lovers, swimmers, playground users, model airplane enthusiasts, runners, photographers, sunbathers, and I'm sure that doesn't include everybody.
No, it's a 44-acre park. It's always busy on a nice day and even in the winter.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. When did the group form? You said 6 years ago?
6 years ago, April 2003.
And how many people are involved right now?
We have 21 board members right now of the board, and we have over 300 contributors over the years. So it's been a wonderful project for everybody.
Very active.
Very active.
If anybody's been to the park, you can see the effects of the Conservancy. And perhaps Julia and Cheryl, you can give us a little bit of information about what types of projects has the Conservancy undertaken.
Well, our first project was a boom in the Mamaroneck River.
That's right. That's right, to catch the debris.
To catch the debris, and fortunately the debris caught us and we lost part of our boom.
But it still worked?
Well, it worked as long as it was functioning, and it was a seasonal situation.
I understand it's to be replaced, and it'll be doing its job again.
We hope it'll be replaced. We hope so. And after that, we did the playground.
No,
Sure.
Well, don't forget the kayaks.
That was after the playground. I'm doing it chronologically. Anyhow, we raised money, and Cheryl and I worked on this. Cheryl was a great help in helping us.
This is the kayak rack that is down at...
No, we have nothing to do with the kayak rack. This is we're talking about the playground.
Okay, sorry.
And so she and I worked on the playground.
Which has been a wonderful addition to the park.
The playground's fabulous, and there were always people. There were always children in the playground.
Of all ages, and we purposely designed it so that there were pieces for toddlers, pieces for older children, benches so
people can sit,
people
there's shade there.
Shade. It's very well thought out.
Yeah, definitely something for everyone. The colors are nice. There's everything about it. The nautical theme just blends wonderfully with the park, and it meets such a need. I know since my office is in the park, I can tell you when I come in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock, there are children there. And when I leave, there are still children there. Even at night, that playground is now used in the evening hours. So it just keeps going.
It's been very gratifying to see how much it's been used.
Yeah, for sure.
And Julia can describe if people want to contribute towards the park, there's ongoing maintenance towards the playground. We sell
I know we're going to talk
bricks.
a little bit about that later on.
Okay, you want to talk about it later?
For sure, but
Okay.
what other projects have you?
Well, this has been an ongoing project, and we added another piece of equipment just this year onto the Romy's Rump. We had an addition for primarily because there wasn't enough upper body
So you're still putting pieces in?
Well, it's done now, but that was the final touch, and the maintenance seems to be ongoing too.
Yeah, once you put something in, a facility, a piece of equipment always needs repairs and maintenance. And I know there was another project that you had mentioned.
Well, we did the kayaks for your summer recreation program.
Okay, yes, I remember that.
And John Zapala had come to us and said, we need kayaks for this program, and do you think you can help out? So I don't know, there was 6 kayaks.
The kayaks arrived about 4 years ago. I want to say there's 10 of them, Julia, because they're stored on recreation property. And the 7th and 8th grade group ed camp, which is now 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, use that during the summer. So it's a fabulous program. Not all municipalities have access to the waterfront like we do. So our children who go to camp can get out into the harbor and kayak and canoe. There was a rowboat that was part of that John had also ordered. I still remember the truck coming in that day at work, and we were unloading the equipment.
Oh my.
The staff loves it, the children love it, and it certainly will be part of the program again this year. That group will get to go out on the Long Island Sound and paddle around and see the waterways, which is a fabulous opportunity. And again, to be able to offer that at the municipal level, you know, there are private camps that can't offer this, so we're thrilled to have that equipment. Going forward, other projects that you're working on? I know recreation in general has. I always like to call Fred here. And I know I've asked you to consider our sailing program, and I know that that's something right now that the Harbor Island Conservancy is considering, helping out our junior sailing getting off the ground again after 9 years of a successful sailing program in the harbor. We now need some funding to keep it moving again, and I know the Conservancy is considering that. But there are other things. I know, John, you and I were talking, Fred, outside about the future for the Conservancy.
We are working on a project to improve the entrance, and I'll let Cheryl talk about that.
Well, it's still very much in its early design stages. But when you arrive at the intersection of Boston Post Road and Mamaroneck Avenue and the entrance to the harbor, the signage is not, although there is difficult to see because the angles of the roads are so...
And the bend.
And the bends are difficult. So we're examining different ways that the signage and the access and identifying the park when you arrive there might be easier, and then trying to enhance the plantings as well to provide a greater pop of color and some more continuity.
So it's going to be pretty.
We hope so. Pretty and crisp and elegant, and really speak to the village of Mamaroneck and the park that lies beyond.
Yeah.
One thing I think is interesting, people have said to us, why, considering this economy, would you think about trying to do this? And we have actually raised the money for our budget for this issue. Of course, we always need to tweak and raise more. But a lot of people pointed out to us that in this time of great recession, the park is one of the few places where people can go and kind of refresh there. And
people are staying local more now than ever. Yeah. So it's a fabulous idea to move ahead with something like this and make the homeland look, your neighborhood community more enjoyable to be at. I know we talked a little bit about benefits of joining the Conservancy. What would you say to some of our viewers who are just learning about the Conservancy, and why might they want to contact you?
Well, I think 3 reasons. One, they can buy a brick for only $100 and it has their name or whatever name they want to have on it. We've got lots of room for that. And we'll be selling those at the Harbor Fest.
Are those the pavers that are at the playground that I see?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
They can also, if they want to contribute a little bit more money, we have naming opportunities. So if someone wants to come forward and say, I'd like to really give you a bunch of money, is there some way that I can have my name attached to some project? And there's always that possibility. And if you go to the playground, you notice all the benches around the playground, and they all have names on them. And so that's part of what that was all about. And just the joy of giving and giving back to the community, and knowing that with the Conservancy we take very good care of their money and we really do projects that'll make a difference. So I think that's very important.
I can certainly vouch for that. One of the other programs that the Conservancy helps recreation with is our tree lighting social, which is a combination of Lions, Rotary, and Kiwanis helping fund and supply the staffing for the program. But the Conservancy has come out 2 years in a row, and you know, the reward for good work means more work. It means I'll see you December 6th at the 4th annual tree lighting social. 2 of the Conservancy members, which Fred and John Farris, were the greeters at that program, and that means you put on the heaviest coat that you have and as many scarves as mittens as you can put on, and you stand at the entrance to the harbor and you welcome the motorcade when Santa and Mrs. Claus come in, and all of the people who are coming. And this year we had over 400 people attend that program, and I remember John and Fred coming in. They were cold. It was 4:20, 20 minutes after the program started. So we need to go home. We're freezing. But it's a nice touch to the program. You might as well know now that you both have costumes for next year.
Oh, no.
So, you know, you'll come see me a week ahead of time, and you'll be in costume at the front of the harbor, which will be nicely maybe decorated by then. From
Some of it'll be
things
done.
that the Conservancy is doing. But we're certainly thankful for the help. Julia, you came the weekend, 2 days prior to the social, and you spent, what, a whole day doing
Decorating.
tablescapes and decorating the inside so that when people came, it was
It
I
was
have to
quite a
say-
happening, I have to say.
And-
It's a remarkable event, really. I
I
had
would have
no
been proud
idea.
to have anybody
Absolutely.
come and see us.
Yeah.
34th
Did a
Street
wonderful
Macy's
job.
Lookout. But it's all from volunteers coming and helping, so you have a job too.
And
So we'll see you on the
volunteers
5th.
helping us. I mean, when we built the playground,
Oh,
there
yes.
were hundreds of
That's right.
volunteers that came out to dig holes and tighten screws
And we might actually
hold
show
up.
some of those pictures at the end of the program.
And if
Hold
you
up a
remember,
quick-
that was a time when some people felt that it was right after the big floods.
That's right.
14th and 15th of April, our build was May 3rd to May 6th, and people were thinking, oh no, you can't do that. We're still so upset about that, and many of the volunteers you're going to be asking for are volunteered on that project. And a few people came out and said, no, we need something to make us feel good. And when we saw over 200 volunteers
Come out.
in total come out over a four-day period, it was just the most marvelous thing.
I
Many
remember that
many of these
for
were
me.
young people. I mean, it's
And you
just
brought
great.
egg salad. That was
I
delicious.
remember, yep. Thank you very much. But I remember coming out for a few of those days, and it was like the barn raising.
Yeah, it
So we
really
need to
was.
wrap this up now. Supposing people would like to get in touch with you, how about some contact information, a website? Who might they contact?
Well, www.harborislandconservancy.org.
Okay, and we're flashing that on the screen for people if they'd like to write it down.
And
Okay.
also we have a mailbox at ASAP, and it's 180 East Prospect Avenue.
Okay,
And we can always be contacted by mail there.
And that's
Good to know.
10543.
great.
And that's the best way, actually. If they need to really want me to we look at that box twice a week or so.
Okay. Phone number at all? If people would like to call, you prefer to go to the website? There must be a contact us
I'd be
spot
happy. No, I'd be happy to give them my work number.
there. Okay.
646-366-6612.
So if people would like to
That's a
get
lot of
involved,
numbers.
they can check the credits at the end here and decide which method they'd like to use. In the meantime, I want to thank you, Fred, Julia, and Cheryl, for taking some time out of your day to be a part of the program, to let people know about a grassroots effort that's happening right here and has been for the past 6 years, that if you'd like to get out and volunteer some of your time and your resources, we would love to have you. So thanks and have a great day, and we'll see you later.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Very much, Rosanne.
Thank you.